get to know about the traffic on your way and what's news around the world today.
Some wisdom skills along the way.
Oh, and a song to hum along with and sway.
Get your perfect entertaining start to the day.
At 9 a.m. every weekday morning with
Mahima's
Good Morning Bay.
Good morning, Bay.
आप सभी लोगों को हमारी तरफ से एक प्यार भरा नमस्ते.
नमस्कार.
नमस्कार.
खुशामदीद.
Assalamu alaikum.
सत श्री अकाल.
మీకు అందరికీ వందనము.
जय स्वामी नारायण.
जय श्री कृष्ण.
जय जिनेंद्र.
हमारे इस्माइली भाई बंधुओं को बोलते हैं याली मदद.
मौलाली मदद बोलते हुए सारे फीजी मदद बोलेंगे नीसा बुला बदजन हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के द्वारे. मैं फालतू बाबा.
And of course myself फालतू रानी लेकर आपके लिए को beautiful Tuesday that's just so cute and cloudy and so mastani.
That's right, Balajan. Cute and cloudy. It's going to be all day, Balajan. Tomorrow we're going to have rain. So अगर बाहर जा रहे हो कल तो छाता लेके जरूर जाना. लेकिन आज I don't see any rain in the offing for us, at least in the Bay Area. So that way we are clear and we are good, right?
Really?
Yeah.
It's been drizzling all morning.
It's been drizzling in the morning, but no more rainfall. Only just cloudy. That's all. Spots here and there. You might have some showers here. Not like rain, because tomorrow we're going to have actual rain.
We're going to have isolated thunderstorms also today, Altu Baba.
What? Fatrani?
Yeah.
Seriously,
scattered
Fatrani?
rain through and isolated thunderstorms through.
Scattered rain.
Yeah.
Underscore highlighted here and there. Thunderstorm coming in tomorrow, Balajan.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we're going to have rains.
Right.
And Friday, Saturday going to be sunny all the way. Yes. And of course, Balajan, right, let's go check out what's happening with traffic with Raste Ka Haal Ekdam Total Sustainable.
It's time for the Bandu Traffic Update. Call us from wherever you are at 408-912-2479.
How's that, Balajan? 408-912-2479. I just got a notice 15 minutes ago from the CHE Balajan that there is a lane closure on 82 because of severe traffic collision, an accident, Balajan. They have not reported any injuries as of yet, but it's just a very fresh news coming up right now. All lanes are closed in the area and the Millbury Avenue area, Balajan. So watch out for that delay. If at all you're in that region, you will have a bottleneck in that region right now because you know that road is very, very narrow. I hope everybody is safe in that region. The whole closure is quite a long closure. As I told you, starts all the way from this street is called, I don't know, but I'm not able to find out the streets over here right now for you guys. But of course, it's a huge closure of range of at least around 3-4 blocks. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 blocks lanes are closed because of this particular accident. Watch out and drive very carefully. We also talked about other areas. There's no traffic incident to report, so it's good. It's good all the way. So, a little bit of traffic here and there on the bridge, trying to get onto the bridge towards San Francisco. Otherwise, everything is flowing smooth. This is the COVID shelter in place, day number 355. We are not in the purple tier anymore in Santa Clara County or the Alameda County. We actually are in the red tier right now, Baljam. That's something which we should actually, I don't know about celebrate, but we should just say, okay, you know what, take a deep breath and go, okay, we're there. We've got to get to the origin. We've got to get rid of all the virus, Balajan. That's what we've got to think about right now. And if you want to know information, the vaccination, everything, you got to wait for the news, Balajan. Lekin news se jaane pehle, let's ask our Father. Father, do we have headlines for Abundance we're going to Gane Kita for you guys?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, Balajan, this is your news headlines of what's happening in the US. Father, take it away.
The United States House to vote Wednesday on Biden's $1.9 trillion COVID-19 package. Minneapolis judge starts jury selection in trial over George Floyd's death. Biden seeks U.S. Supreme Court dismissal of Trump immigration rule dispute. Republican donations continue to surge despite corporate boycott after the Capitol riot. And in local news, Bay Area forecast, like I mentioned, scattered rain, isolated thunderstorms through Wednesday. California launches the Work for Shot volunteer program at COVID-19 vaccination sites. Santa Clara County receives its first batch of single-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccines. And all Palo Alto students return to in-person classes amid the pandemic. More on all this coming up shortly.
Coming up shortly was September. What we're going to do is we're going to get into our Guarding Akira, which I picked up for you guys because it's the month of women, Banjan. It's the, what do you call that? It's the March month, right? We just had Women's Day, International Women's Day celebration yesterday on our show. Keeping with Abeljan, a beautiful song from a beautiful movie called Tumhari Sulu. Enjoy the song, starting with your Balan, and of course, we'll talk more about the singers and the music in just a bit.
उंगली पकड़ ली सपनों की आए हैं खुशियों के पंछी खुली जो खिड़की अखियों की दिल तो बलून है जुनून से भरा है जो मेरी धड़कनों की स्वीट ट्यून से भरा है जो दिल तो बलून है जुनून से भरा है जो मेरी धड़कनों की स्वीट ट्यून से भरा है जो मैं रहूं क्यों शायद मनवा पंख फैला के likes to fly दुनिया पुल 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 कर keeps on trying मनवा
And of course, Bajan, if you're wondering, oh, nice, sweet voice. Yeah, but if you didn't recognize the voice, that is Shalmali Kholgade, is the singer of the song Padrani. You know that, right?
Yes.
You know who the music director is?
No.
Ah.
आजकल सच में जिंदगी है टच में दुनिया भी है भली लाइक सहेली लम्हों के बस में सपनों के चश्मे पहनों में हो जली उम्मीदों की गली.
And of course, Bajan, I told you, music direction by Tanish Bhakti. Yeah, he does do original tracks, but we talked about a few of them. Of course, lyrics by Vayu. But right now, Bajan, we're going to come back to this Ganika Kira for you guys for sure. But right now, Faltwani, can you share with us the details of the headlines you shared of the US and the local news?
Yes, the U.S. House of Reps will take up the Biden administration's $1.9 trillion COVID-19 relief bill on Wednesday, officials said on Tuesday, with the chamber's expected approval enabling the Democratic president to sign the legislation into law later this week. Passage of the massive package, one of the biggest U.S. anti-poverty measures since the 1960s, would give Biden and the Democrats who control Congress a major legislative victory less than 2 months into his presidency. For the House will also consider legislation starting at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday. House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer told reporters the bill was just sent over to the House on Tuesday morning from the Senate. In Minneapolis, a judge began screening jurors on Tuesday in the trial of Derek Chauvin, the former Minneapolis policeman facing murder and manslaughter charges for his role in the death of George Floyd during an arrest that caused an outcry around the world. Judge Peter Cahill of the Hennepin County District Court did so over the objections of state prosecutors who say the high-stakes trial should not begin until a higher court resolves how many criminal charges Chauvin should face. The prosecutors asked the Minnesota Court of Appeals on Monday, originally scheduled to be the first day of jury selection, to order Cahill to delay the trial, which is involved barricading parts of downtown Minneapolis for fear of civil unrest. For those of you who are not familiar, it was the internet everywhere. Everything was rife with images of a black man pleading for, saying that he couldn't breathe and pleading for his life when an officer knelt down over him. That was Officer Derek Chauvin. There is no need for this kind of uncertainty in any case, let alone a case of this magnitude, the prosecutors from the Minnesota Attorney General's office wrote in their petition to the appeals court. So the jury selection there has begun. In the meanwhile, President Joe Biden's administration on Tuesday asked the U.S. Supreme Court to dismiss a dispute over the legality of one of former President Donald Trump's hardline immigration rules that bars immigrants deemed likely to require government benefits from obtaining legal permanent residency. Biden, who has criticized Trump's immigration approach, is widely expected to dump this policy known as the public charge rule. The justices on February 22nd had heard an appeal, or agreed to file an appeal filed by the Trump administration of a lower court ruling that found the rule likely violated federal immigration and administration law by impermissibly expanding the definition of who counts as a public charge and greatly increasing the number of people who would be rejected for residency. Lawyers for the jurisdictions challenging the rule include the state of New York, they said that they are agreeing with the Biden administration that these cases should be dismissed. And as rightfully so, right, Altu Baba, there are many people who have families with disabilities and things like that. And if they need this the state-sponsored support, then how can they be deemed as, when they're paying, they're the highest tax bracket, how can they be deemed as being a public charge, right? So now this is one of the things that President Joe Biden's administration has been asking, that this public charge rule should be completely removed and reversed. Right after the deadly insurrection at the U.S. Capitol, dozens of U.S. companies announced that they would halt political donations to the 147 Republican lawmakers who voted to overturn Donald Trump's presidential election loss. 2 months later, there is little sign that this corporate revolt has done any real damage to Republican fundraising. If anything, the biggest backers of Trump's false election fraud narrative, such as Missouri Senator Josh Hawley and Georgia Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, have been rewarded with a flood of grassroots donations, more than offsetting the loss of corporate money, and contributions from both small donors and rich individuals looking to fight the Democratic agenda have poured money into the party's fundraising apparatus. That's alarming, because that's telling you that there are people who have that kind of a mindset and ideology, which is divisive, which is supremacist, and which is completely feeding conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
So that's something that we really, really need to worry about, Abhinaja. And if you want to catch up on this news story in detail, you can go to mediamahima.com. Bay Area residents should be prepared for scattered rain, gusty winds, and isolated thunderstorms through Wednesday, according to the National Weather Service. A rainfall amounts between Monday night and Wednesday night are expected to range from 1 to 2 inches in the coastal mountains and anywhere from 0.25 inches to 0.75 inches elsewhere, the Weather Service also said. Pockets of heavy rain tied to thunderstorms could drench some areas with more than 2 inches of rainfall. Thunderstorm cells could also produce small hail and some lightning, and snow levels are expected to drop to around 3,000 feet. This is the Bay Area weather forecast. In the meanwhile, California, do you have any updates on the COVID situation?
It's a very interesting update I have already, because I think we are state-wise, if you look at it, the growth of the new cases, the increase of new cases is still at around 0.1%. So in other words, close to around 3,500 people are getting new cases coming into the hospitals, getting reported actually.
Right.
Now that's something which we have statewide. But if you look at Santa Clara, we're not changed much since a week. It's still around 200 new cases coming up every day. It's like 0.2% increase every day. In fact, Alameda is a little bit down. Alameda is around 100 cases coming in every day, and on a daily basis they're tracking this, so we know how the growth of this particular virus is happening.
Right.
Now the scary part about the whole thing, Fatwani, is close to 30 million people of our US are vaccinated. But what about other people? The virus still has a chance to spread when it goes to other people. And let's not forget one thing, Banjan. There are people who fundamentally reject vaccinations. They don't believe vaccinations work for them.
But there's a huge vaccine push by the governor, right?
Correct.
So what they've done now is, as COVID-19 vaccinations continue to ramp up across California, the state is deploying a work for a shot program for volunteers, apparently. What this is the governor's office, in conjunction with California volunteers, on Monday launched My Turn Volunteer, a portal where people can sign up to work volunteer shifts at vaccination sites based on their zip code, and in turn become eligible for a shot.
Yeah, that's good. So people who want to get vaccinated, but there's still people who actually are against vaccination, and those are the people I want them to actually learn more about. In fact, I'm going to put a post on our media by people who actually are against vaccine vaccination. There's some science data on why you should actually go. It's good to actually get vaccinated. And scientific evidence, this empirical evidence is available for you guys to see why it's good to get vaccinated because of this particular strain of COVID virus. You can get all that information on MediaMahima.com for sure. But again, quick data, Valdwani, California is really moving forward. We actually have close to around 10.5 million people have been vaccinated in the arm. In other words, there are close to around 14 million vaccinations being delivered, as in it's going to be coming through for people. So people are waiting in line. So it's pretty good. LA has taken a lead of 2.5 million people already are vaccinated in LA. San Diego close to 1 million. Orange County and Riverside, Santa Clara, all close to 500,000. So we're like doing good. We just need to get that momentum going. We need to get more people vaccinated so the strain does not get more bodies to get into and mutate.
And most importantly, Bandajan, if you're waiting for your turn to get a vaccine, if you're, under the age of 65, or for that matter, you don't have any comorbidities or disabilities, or for that matter, you're not a healthcare worker, then a lot of us are stuck in a limbo, right? How are we going to get the vaccine? Or you're not an educator. Educators are already getting it, but if you want to become a volunteer, it's called My Turn Volunteer. Go look it up, and you can volunteer as long as you volunteer for any general or medical position at a vaccination site for about 4 hours. You're eligible to get in line for the vaccine, and you'll actually get a vaccine administered to you.
Yeah, and of course, people who actually are working at this time and want to get a test done, or you actually have symptoms, you want to get tests done, the multiple sites in Santa Clara County. You have the Grand Century Mall actually has a mobile testing bus, comes there and waits there, and we also have a mobile testing bus at the Eastridge Mall in San Jose
for testing.
For testing only. This is for testing only.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions, I told you we're going to direct you to the link article on MediaMahima.com, where we're actually going to post all the data for you guys. So about vaccinations and what you're going to do, because Media Mahima has been recognized as one of the vaccine ambassadors. So to spread the news across to people to be able to get vaccinated, information about vaccination as well.
Well, those of you who were waiting for the Johnson & Johnson single-shot vaccine, good news, especially if you're a resident of Santa Clara County, because it got a much-needed boost for its vaccination plan on Monday when the initial shipment of the J&J single-shot vaccines arrived. We received about 7,500 doses of the new vaccine and thought it might not seem like a lot overall, but there is a lot of enthusiasm among many. The traffic into the vaccine center of the Santa Clara County Fairgrounds is constant, and though Pfizer and Moderna are being used, Rita Moya of San Jose is one of the residents who was excited to hear about the single-shot vaccine. The only reason I want to get that one is because it's one instead of two.
But the question is, do they get to choose?
I don't think so.
I don't think people are get to choose, Balanja, because actually because they get to choose is a problematic thing.
Correct.
It has to be given out on a random basis, and that's what I would believe is the best way to do it, because the vaccine politics going on as to why JJ is given to people who are underprivileged and everything. So I think it should just be a randomized approach to what kind of vaccination. Doesn't matter whether it's JJ, whether it's Pfizer, whether it's Moderna, it should be given to people on random.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So apparently the director of vaccines in the public health department, Dr. Marty Fentashib, said the county was just anticipating an earlier shipment. It just arrived in the health department this morning. Well, basically, as we bring vaccines in, we just do a little bit of accounting and then we ship it over to the clinics and wherever it's going to be given. So it hasn't started being administered yet. And good news for parents who are looking to get their kids to return to in-person instruction. Well, at Palo Alto Unified School District, all grades are returning to in-person classes today.
Nice.
After nearly a year of distance learning amid the coronavirus pandemic, elementary school students with the district already had a hybrid schedule since October. On Tuesday, middle and high school students were expected back at the Palo Alto campus.
I want to ask you a question right now, okay? Because you actually are pretty active in the advocacy of education and everything, right? So does it seem like as though Palo Alto district is actually San Mateo, right? Isn't the county San Mateo?
No, that's Palo Alto Unified.
The Palo Alto Unified District seems to be having a very proactive approach towards education, right? Compared to other districts, other districts seem to be following the leader.
Yes, in fact, even the inclusion collaborative models, right, Alto Baba, is at Palo Alto, especially with the...
Yeah, and people actually are right now listening to us and they're wondering, oh my God, this is interesting. I need to move to Palo Alto. Well, let me tell you one thing, Banja. Let's try to get Palo Alto people on the air, Faltwani, if possible, and actually get to understand how it's working so that we can actually inspire other people in different school districts. Because, hey, come on, not all of California can live in Palo Alto.
Right, absolutely.
Crazy. And it'll drive the already inflated prices of homes up in Palo Alto, by the way.
Right.
But again, I think they're doing a wonderful job. We got to give them a standing ovation on that.
Well, yes, absolutely. And the other districts are, well, there's a whole big battle going on right now, Alto Baba, as to how bad the situation is in California with regard to education, where it is so decentralized and there's no one person who takes responsibility for anything.
Wow.
So,
I thought it was one of the way of governing, right?
Well,
decentralized governing.
Not really, not when it comes to schools. And people are saying that the governor should use his bully pulpit at this point to make sure that things are put in place.
It's a philosophical debate, I suppose.
Well, in this case, the way it's happening, anyway, we'll talk about that. That's a different show altogether, which is talking about local school board officials and then, collective bargaining that's happening there, and then teacher unions, and then the fact that student learning losses. And
sure, the
all
question
that.
is, Banjan, it'll happen probably. We'll have Faltwani see if we can actually get that thing going for you guys. We'll tell you about that, that's for sure. Stay tuned to Radio Hotties Network, Banjan. We also will have it on our YouTube and also on Facebook page when you actually go live on that particular program. But Abhikelia, what else we have as local news, Faltwani?
Local news and US news is all done, Abandajan, but we can give you some world news headlines before we go into the second iteration of the Gani Ka Kida.
That's true. Let's go into the world news.
Okay, second Myanmar official dies after arrest. Junta steps up a media crackdown. British royals silent amid the crisis over Meghan Markle's claim of the racist remark. Germany is the main target of Russian disinformation, the European Union says. China summons a British ambassador over inappropriate article. More on all of that coming up shortly.
Yes, Banjan, coming up shortly. But what we're going to do is go into our Gani Ka Kida, which I picked up for you guys. Saw the movie Tumhari Sulu. Music by Tanish Bakshi.
One more time.
रुकी रुकू मैं ना क्योंकि उंगली पकड़ ली सपनों की आए है खुशियों के पंछी खुली जो खिड़की अखियों की दिल तो बलून है जुनून से भरा है जो मेरी धड़कनों की स्वीट ट्यून से भरा है जो.
And of course, Banjan, lyrics by Vayu and sung by Shalmali Khogare.
भरा है जो मेरी धड़कनों की स्वीट ट्यून से भरा है जो मैं रहूं क्यों शायद मनवा पंख फैला के likes to fly दुनिया पुल
Yeah, why not? Punk lagake, please do fly is what I tell people, Banjan. And let's go into our news in detail for what's happening with the world, Bandujan. And for that, if you want to catch up in detail about the news we share with you guys on air, see what is the Faltwani? Share on air. Go to MediaMahima.com.
From the Radio Dihari studios, right here in the Silicon Valley, Bandajan, you're listening to Good Morning Bay, and these are the world news in detail. An official from deposed Myanmar leader Aung San Suu Kyi's National League for Democracy died in custody after he was arrested early on Tuesday, the second party figure to die in detention in 2 days as security forces broke up protests on the streets against the military junta. Police also cracked down independent media, raiding the offices of 2 news outlets and detaining 2 journalists. Myanmar has been in crisis since the army ousted Suu Kyi's elected government in a coup on Feb 1, detained her and other NLD officials, and set up a ruling junta of generals.
I have a very strong feeling conspiracy theory coming up, Faltwani.
What is it?
It's all China.
Could be. The NLD's Zaw Myat Lin died in custody on Tuesday after he was arrested in the country's main city of Yangon around 1:30 a.m., said Ba Myo Ten, a member of the dissolved upper house of Parliament. So if you want to catch up on that story, go to MediaMahima.com. You spoke of China, Altu Baba. Well,
yes.
China has summoned Britain's ambassador in Beijing on Tuesday to lodge, quote, stern representations, unquote, over a, quote, inappropriate, unquote, article that she wrote defending recent international media coverage on China, the foreign ministry said.
I thought they're calling her back because of the Merkel thing fiasco.
No, it is Caroline Wilson's article in Chinese was posted on the official WeChat account of the British Embassy in Beijing last week amid already tense relations between Britain and China over issues including Hong Kong, Xinjiang, and the media. Wilson sought to explain why foreign media criticism of the Chinese government did not mean that journalists responsible did not like China, but were in fact acting in good faith and playing an active role in monitoring government action. In a statement, China's foreign ministry said the Chinese government and people had never opposed foreign media. Rather, those who make up, quote, fake news, unquote, to attack China and its ruling Communist Party under banners of press freedom and freedom of speech.
I totally agree with them.
What do you mean?
Yeah, they own half of, not half, almost 3/4 of America. You've got to be agreeing with them.
Yeah.
If they come and collect Faldo, just imagine what's going to happen. I'm just thinking like this for the past few days. I've been contemplating, like, what is the scenario? What if scenario?
You think you don't. Well, I have a different scenario. I don't want to say that.
Yeah, but just imagine,
Well, what if America says we're already in so much debt, we can't
That's
pay
what
you
they're
back?
going to say.
Yeah, we can't pay you back. What are you going to do?
$17.5 trillion.
Yeah.
And of course, of that, I think almost around 600 billion going towards defense. Crazy.
Anyway, what is crazy is what happened with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's interview, right?
Tell me about it. Oh my God. She was really dishing, literally.
Yeah. Did you see it? I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't. I don't want to watch it also.
Yeah, me neither.
17.5 million watched it, I believe. So what?
Yeah.
What happened? Nothing happened.
Well, the British monarchy the British monarchy wrestled on Tuesday to formulate a response to their claims, which accused a family member of making a racist remark about their son and courtiers of ignoring her pleas for help when she was suicidal.
Yeah, come on. $40 million is spent on their wedding, and now they go back and they totally put her into the balloon.
Yeah, Meghan, $40 million?
Yeah.
Oh God.
That wedding, royal wedding, that fiasco.
Meghan and Harry's tell-all in TV interview to Oprah Winfrey has dragged the royals into their biggest crisis since the death of Harry's mother Diana in 1997, when the family, led by Queen Elizabeth, was widely criticized for being too slow to respond. In the 2-hour show, originally aired on CBS on Sunday, Harry also said his father, heir to the throne, Prince Charles, had let him down. More than 36 hours later, there's been no response from Buckingham Palace. Charles, visiting a COVID-19 vaccine pop-up clinic in London, was asked by a reporter what he thought of the interview. He stopped, looked up before turning and walking off without a comment.
Wow, looked up and
Yeah.
like this, up in the sky.
Like that, and
Oh
then
my-
just walked away.
Oh no.
British media said the interview, watched by 12.4 million viewers in Britain and 17.1 in the United States, had triggered a crisis and the monarchy needed to adapt to survive, however difficult a response may be. Germany is the top target of Russian disinformation campaigns in the European Union, a report said on Tuesday, as ties between Moscow and the West hit new lows over the poisoning and jailing of Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny. The EU's disinformation watchdog, which is run by the bloc's External Action Service, said in the report it had documented 700 cases of deliberately fake or misleading reporting that aimed to spread disinformation about Germany since launching a tracking database in late 2015. Those were the world news world news in detail. Did you want to get some headlines about what's going on in India, Altubaba?
Oh my God, that's right. We gotta go get some news about what's happening in India. Go ahead, Valdwani.
India is developing new propulsion technology to boost endurance, stealth of conventional submarines. West Bengal Assembly polls, the Election Commission replaces DGP Virendra with immediate effect and posts IPSP Neeraj Nayan in his place. Gross interference. India summons the UK envoy, slams the House debate on the farm stir, and 3-day Janta curfew has been imposed on Maharashtra's Jalgaon from March 11th. More on all that coming up shortly.
And of course, Benjan, that was your headlines from India, I guess. And Falwadi, we actually can jump directly into the news.
Into the news?
Yeah.
Okay. So Good news on the defense front in India, Bandajan. India has moved a step closer to having its conventional diesel-electric submarines equipped with air-dependent propulsion technology, which will enhance their underwater endurance and stealth, even as a third Scorpene submarine is all set to be commissioned at Mumbai on Wednesday. The DRDO on Tuesday said that it had achieved an important milestone in the development of the indigenous AIP system by providing its land-based prototype. So this is really good news that's coming out of India. In Bengal, both TMC and BJP have declared their list of candidates in the run-up to the Bengal polls, which will begin from March 27th. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed a rally of Kolkata's Brigade Parade Ground while Mamata Banerjee campaigned in Siliguri on Sunday. And Election Commission removes West Bengal DGP Virendra and has appointed P. Niraj Nayan in his place. More on that you can read up on MediaMahima.com. And India on Tuesday summoned the British High Commissioner and conveyed strong opposition to the unwarranted and tendentious debate on the farm protests by a section of UK parliamentarians in the House of Commons. Foreign Secretary Harshvardhan Shringla told the UK High Commission to India that such a discussion represented, quote, gross interference, unquote, in the politics of the democracy of another country. He advised that a British MP should refrain from practicing vote bank politics by misrepresenting events, and especially in relation to another fellow democracy, the government said in a statement. More on that again, you can find out on MediaMahima.com. And a 3-day Janta curfew, in the wake of a surge of cases of COVID-19, Janta curfew will be imposed for 3 days in Maharashtra's Jalgaon district. An order to this effect has been issued by the district magistrate of Jalgaon on Tuesday. This will be in place from 8 p.m. Thursday till 8 a.m. on Monday. More on all this coming, you can find out on MediaMahima.com. And if you're just joining us and missed out on the news that we shared with you today, Bandajan, you can actually catch up on YouTube, right, Altababa?
Of course, YouTube or Facebook for the matter. You go check it out right there on our networks. Bandajan is Radio D Hotties network. And you can also download the app, which is Radio D Hotties, available for free download on iOS and Android platform. Soon, new features coming on the app, Bandajan, where you can actually have the videos on demand. Yes, we don't do podcasts, but we do live videos for you guys.
That's right.
You can check it out on your app, Radio D Hotties, or just Google us, Radio D Hotties. See what comes up. If it doesn't come up, you go to Google, find us, and let us know that, right? But a quick look at what's happening with the tech news, Fadwani. What's happening there? Could you share the headlines for us on the tech world?
Absolutely. Russia sues Google, Facebook, Twitter.
What?
Yes.
Russia?
Yeah.
Putin is getting into it.
For not deleting protest content. According to news from iFacts. A Bitcoin surges higher, narrows gap to record highs. Tesla loses a third of its value for the third time this year. Facebook tests a feature in India to share Instagram Reels on its newsfeed.
Very nice.
Yeah. Do we go into the details right now, or?
Of course, Father. Let's go into details right away.
All right. Russian authorities are suing 5 social media platforms for allegedly failing to delete posts urging children to take part in illegal protests. The Interfax news agency cited a Moscow court as saying on Tuesday. Twitter, Google, Facebook have 3 cases against them, with each violation punishable by a fine of up to 4 million rubles. What? And cases have also been filed against TikTok and Telegram. The report said the cases were opened after protests nationwide over last month's jailing of Alexei Navalny, a prominent critic of President Vladimir Putin. Navalny and his supporters say his 30-month sentence for alleged parole violations related to an embezzlement case was trumped up for political reasons, something that the authorities deny. Bitcoin, that notorious cryptocurrency, Bandajan, rose strongly on Tuesday, on course to gain for a 5th straight day in a rally that has left this cryptocurrency within touching distance of an all-time high hit last month. The digital currency was trading up 3.3% at 54,206 amidst a broadly supportive risk rally, climbing toward a record high of 58,354 seen on February 21st. While that is happening, Tesla Inc.'s stock extended losses on Monday and is now down by a third from its January record high, making it the third time this year about that the electric car maker shares have corrected dramatically. With investors worried about rising interest rates and dumping high valuation stocks in recent weeks, Tesla's market capitalization has fallen by almost $300 billion since its Jan 26 record high to $550 billion, moving behind Facebook Inc., which it overtook in December after joining the S&P 500. Speaking of Facebook, Facebook is going to be testing a feature on Instagram that allows some content creators in India to share short video clips known as Reels on their Facebook accounts. In the test, some Indian users who create 30-second long Reels on Instagram will have the option of having them recommended on Facebook. Additionally, the social media giant said it'll have its own version of the Reels feature also on the main app. More on all this you can go and find on MediaMahima.com, Madajan, or catch up on our YouTube channel, Radio Dehadis. That's all we have time for on this morning's Good Morning Bay. We will be back tonight live at 5 with another beautiful edition of the Pam Pam Show. Don't forget to tune in. Abhi, time for us to be heading out, Altibaba.
That's right.
We will say have yourselves a terrific Tuesday, and Manwa Pankh Laga Ke likes to fly.
Nay, you fly. Don't just say like to fly. You fly.
Yeah.